All right, guys, the goal of this lecture is to basically help you discover your purpose. Just a few minutes ago, I was really lost. I actually fucking lost my purpose in a way. I just felt depressed because, I was doing this shit. No, I've been doing this shit for fucking what, a long ass time. Just coming here and recording every fucking morning, and I feel sick. I just didn't want to fucking do it, but I just got my ass up and just work because it's my duty to share my gifts, to really guide those people like slightly behind me to a better path of self-improvement, to spread self-improvement knowledge, real self-improvement knowledge to everyone and make it accessible. That's the mission of our channel. And we didn't add a
True.
text here. I forgot to add the text again. But the reason why you can trust us is because we give you everything. We're not like those YouTubers where they will just tell you a bunch of like gems and stuff, but when it's actually time to implement, they tell you to buy their $500 course or their private communities. We don't do any of that. We sell only the personalization. That means we only do mentorship. And if you're interested in that, you can click the first link in the description below right now. Check that out. See if you like that or whatever. But anyways, what even is purpose, right? It's extremely subjective. Some say it's a lifelong mission. Many say it's why you exist. Actually, this is like one of the core reasons of why people call purpose the reason you exist is because movies and all this bullshit. But yeah, it's subjective. You can be right if you say it's your lifelong mission, why you exist, your current mission. Doesn't make any sense, but it's subjective, right? And your purpose essentially works in layers, each layer representing different missions, eventually leading you to your final mission, aka why you exist. I'll show a diagram later to illustrate my point further because it sounds a bit confusing right now, right? But TLDR, just remember this, purpose is your current mission, right? What you must complete now, your current goal. So for a UFC athlete, let's take for example a UFC athlete, his current purpose could be maybe he's not even ranked, right? His current purpose could be to climb into the top 15, to become a ranked fighter. Eventually, it will lead to him chasing that championship status, right? That's how purpose works. It's your current mission. What are you currently focusing on? For example, if you're a student sitting behind the screen right now, your current purpose, maybe you're in your last year of high school, is to pass the SAT test, your GCSE. That is your current mission. It's not what you're going to do for the rest of your life, but what you're going to do right now, right? It's extremely subjective. It goes from person to person, right? So this is how your purpose works, as I mentioned in the previous slide. You can literally see it works in layers, right? The first layer you can see is a firefighter, second layer is an esports player, and so forth and so forth. I'll explain what that means like right now. The outer purpose are often programmed by society or relatives, right? So at the beginning of our life, right, what do we want it to be, right? When our teachers were talking about astronauts, firefighters, we wanted to be a firefighter. But eventually you grew older and you just peeled off that layer. You just feel disinterested. You just feel like it doesn't mean anything compared to it once did, right? Maybe as a kid you really wanted to be a firefighter. It really meant a lot to you. But now it just seems childish. Eventually, you moved on to esports because everyone's talking about esports, your friends, society just programming you. And then you get into esports, that's cool and stuff. It means a lot, you're finally streaming. And eventually, when you become an adult, you just feel like esports is just some bullshit. It doesn't mean shit to you. And eventually, it just keeps going on until you reach your last layer. And your life basically is a process of penetrating each layer or peeling off each layer until you reach the final core. As you move closer to the center, right? As you move like towards the center, as you keep peeling off these purpose layers, you begin to live more to your deep purpose or from your deep purpose. And what this means is, let me give you an analogy. There was this time I was a game developer before this, right? My previous purpose layer was becoming a game developer. So I was a game developer for some time, and towards the end of my career, keep in mind that at the start of my career, I was developing games. I was playing games, testing all these games. I was doing all of that. But towards the end of my career, I was coaching people. I was creating YouTube videos just like these, coaching people, teaching them how to develop games. You see how that previous purpose layer kind of links into this current one, which is to coach people. It's basically the same thing, but it's just a different niche. And that's what I mean by it will just guide you to your deeper purpose as you peel back all the layers, right? Yeah, each layer will basically hint what your potential final purpose may be. Who knows? Based on the hints right now, I think I may be a public speaker. Who knows, right? Who fucking knows? The next purpose layer may be me like talking on stage or something, and it'll give me an idea like, oh, I think the final layer might be me as like a president or whatever. Who knows, right? It's just how the purpose layer works. It brings you towards your center. It gives you hints as you go along the route, right? All right, Junta, can you explain further how how the purpose layer really works in details.
So each purpose, it is meant for you to fully live, fully embrace it until it literally becomes useless. It becomes just, you just become disinterested into it. The signs of you feeling like your purpose actually gone, actually completed that layer of purpose is when you're just completely disinterested. An example that Jamie gave just now, which is a good one, is when you first get a new girlfriend. She's cute as shit, and it means the world to you. Everything else, literally, complete all noise, all gone. It's just her and you, and all you care about is just her. So you are extremely interested in her. But 1 month later, you're just disinterested. You're just like, dude, what once meant the world to you means nothing to you now. You're just disinterested in her. You don't want her anymore. And then you just break up. It's the same thing how this works. And of course, Jamie, please explain the game development thing where you would suddenly the increase
Yeah.
in energy.
Um, yeah, the increase in energy part. So prior to this, I was a game developer, and Junta was with me actually. Junta is a real brother actually. He was been with me ever since I was in the deep type of stuff. We've been together, so we've been brothers literally before this, prior to my career as a professional YouTuber or whatever, because I do this for a living, right, guys? But anyways, prior to this, I was a game developer, right? At the start, I was full of energy, right? I really loved gaming, so developing my own game, it was amazing. I learned coding. I was extremely passionate. I was a lifelong student. But towards the end of my career, you can ask Junta, I had no energy at all. I didn't want to
Yeah.
learn shit. I didn't want anything to do with it. I just felt like depressed. Like all my energy was sucked out of me. Whenever like there was a new update, a new code syntax, I just wasn't interested. Just wasn't interested in learning, and I was just depressed. In a sense, just kind of feeling drained from that career. And when I was looking over to the other side, like I really wanted to start my self-improvement YouTube channel. I just had like the glimpse of energy, and when I made the jump, bro, I gained that energy back. As you can see from me recording this right now, I'm full of fucking passion and energy. This is how I felt at the start of my career as a game developer. Who knows? Maybe down the line, maybe I don't think it's gonna be very short. I believe it's gonna be a long process. Maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, I may drop in energy. I may feel like I don't want to learn anymore, stuff like that. That's when it's my time to move on to the next layer. So that's what I mean by an increase in energy. If you gain a significant increase in energy when you move on to the next layer, you're moving in the right direction, bro. I give you my word.
That is one possibility, right? That you've completed each layer. However, there might be other possibilities. And that possibility could mean that you telling yourself, yeah, I'm depressed after like 5 weeks of you doing this new purpose. And you tell yourself, and that's the possibility is that you could just be bidding out, you could be doing the
Mm,
Monopoly get out of jail free card. You're trying to do that. You're afraid that you might not succeed or you might fail, which is the same thing. But you might be afraid, just afraid, and you might just be lazy to just persevere, to commit yourself to
mm.
this current purpose that you have. And
Yeah,
that might be
just
that. Hmm?
just don't be fooled. Just don't be fooled. You will really want to look up for these signs like this interested, right? And it also could be you're just lazy, right? So we will really recommend you to go ask your close male friends, right? Go ask them, like, bro, is this really the end of my purpose layer? Is this really for me? Or am I just bailing out too soon? Or am I just being lazy? All right, boys. Sorry for the weird cut just now. I was leaking some really confidential information. So it has to be cut out. This is just the only type of cuts that we do for our videos. We don't do those LEA intro type of stuff. Like that's not us, bro. Anyways, what happens after you complete your current purpose? The next purpose may reveal itself, and it's usually not detailed. Let me tell you about my transition story. So you may think that, wow, right? My transition from game development to a self-improvement YouTuber was easy. I just knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do these kind of lectures for intellectualism. But what you guys didn't know was a channel in between there, and that was actually called Enhance Haven. During this
Mhm.
channel time, Judah, can you actually tell the story about Enhance Haven?
Enhanced Haven was a fucking 9 month project of, I don't know, of a clown house circus type of shit. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Even in our mission statement in the description, we wrote there next level self improvement strategies when our videos were saying this 5 tips, boys, to build muscles fast. And we were following exactly what everyone else was doing. And we were saying next level self improvement. And we were doing all this dopamine edits. I was
Mm,
fucking editing like 10 hours a day, doing all this shit. And for 9 months, we were doing that. Actually, at the start, we were actually doing lectures like this.
mm-hmm.
However, we stopped. like after 3 weeks because no one was watching us. And then we started blowing up, getting a couple thousand views here and there because we were copying everyone. And
Which
and now,
eventually led us to intellectualism. So
yeah.
it's usually not detailed. So don't worry if you get into there and you just feel like you're just feeling the motions. Don't expect it to be, yup, this is where I'm gonna be. Because if I expected and if I accepted
Oh
that I
shit.
was gonna be at Enhanced Haven, you guys will not be getting these kind of values. You guys will be seeing the 5 tips or whatever. Like that's why we got out of there, right? And other times you may just feel like the energy drain, but you don't even know what you want to do next. Otherwise, you want to wait. You want to essentially keep yourself open without distraction. Keyword without distractions. You need to be bored. I'm going to be the first guy to tell you that you need to be bored, right? Everyone tells you that being bored is bad. You need to do something with your life, but bro, you need to be bored, right? Because your brain literally cannot generate thoughts if it's filled with shit. What I mean by shit is just all these fucking TikTok noise and stuff like that. That's why boredom is necessary. Because let me give you an example to illustrate my point further. Think back to the last time you thought of something, not even an idea, thought about something at all. When was that? Usually, it's when you're on a walk, waiting in line. Maybe your teacher is teaching in class and you're just bored out of your mind and you're having all these ideas. That's why you need to be bored. Because how do you think your next purpose is going to come out into your brain? How do you think you're going to get any ideas, any thoughts about that purpose if you're constantly distracting yourself with drinking, with TikTok, with porn? You can't fucking do that because you're filling your mind with shit, right? The shortcut, and I believe the only way to force the next purpose to literally reveal itself, to literally force that shit without waiting for fucking 2 years and then, oh, I finally found my purpose. No, the shortcut, and I believe the only way you should do this to force the next purpose to reveal itself is through deep journaling, which I'll explain in the next slide. So, deep journaling, right? Many of you guys may already know what deep journaling is. Many of you guys may not. Let me just explain my point, right? So, deep journaling is a process where you basically lock yourself in a room and write, right? So, let me tell you a story of the time where I discovered that Enhanced Haven was my next purpose, which it's not. It's actually intellectualism. That was like the transition period. So, during this time, what I did was I just basically took everything out of my room and only left a table. I took off the PC, I took off everything. I was like dead serious because I really wanted to find my purpose. And I told myself that I will not leave this room until I found my purpose. So I locked everything. I told my parents, I told everyone so that there was no disturbance. And eventually, after 45 minutes, which I was lucky, I found my next path. That's when I wrote that, oh shit, Enhanced Haven is the next mission, which it actually was, but not
At
really. It
the
was like a
time,
transition thing, right? So essentially, deep journaling is where you lock yourself in and only leave once you find your purpose. No lo-fi, no devices, nothing. Don't even think about having ambience music or any of that bullshit. No. No music, no nothing, bro. You can't fucking think if there's a lot of bullshit going on. Of course, if your air conditioner is gonna be making some rattly sounds or some birds chirping in the outside, it's fine, bro. Just no electronics at all, right? No Wi-Fi, no, oh, what if someone's gonna call me? No, no, no. Leave everything outside and notify everyone beforehand that you'll be gone for 4 hours because it actually takes some time. I was just lucky, right? And you will feel so bored, but that's when your brain starts to think, as I mentioned in the previous slide. Because how do you expect your brain to think if it's being bombarded 24/7 with TikTok and stuff, music in your ears? You can't. You need silence, bro. And there's no format, just let go. So this is the step-by-step process of deep journaling. I don't think I'm going to cover it right now. You guys can read it, take a screenshot, and the checklist will be available for you in the description for print. And the reason why I'm saying for print is because remember what I said, you can't bring your PC or your phone inside. So you need to physically print this out and bring it with you when you lock yourself in the room, right? And oh, bro, you're gonna feel literally bored out of your fucking soul. You can ask Junta and me, right? There are gonna be fucking voices for the first time in your life. You're gonna actually hear some voices convincing you to quit and go back to doom scrolling. Your brain is gonna cope so fucking hard. He's gonna give you alternatives like, bro, we can do this tomorrow. We can do this. Why do we have to do this? Why can't we do it on our phone and all this fucking bullshit? And your hands are gonna hurt. Literally, they're gonna hurt. Potentially skin coming off because my skin actually was coming off because of so much writing I was doing, right? Staring to the wall or paper or lying on the floor, struggling to write, literally like a guy in a mental asylum. Because for many of you guys will be filled with dopamine. Prior to coming into this, you guys might be doom scrolling already, and coming into this plain, no dopamine, black coffee type of environment, you're gonna fucking suffer. You're gonna be like that guy in a mental asylum scratching his head, right? Expect it. That's my only advice for you. You gotta expect it and 10 times it, to get a minimum effective dose. because it's completely normal. It's a part of your journey on where you want to go. It's the price you and I are willing to pay. No one else is willing to do this, right? It's difficult. That's why no one does it. Why is there very little successful people in this world? Why is it when you walk outside with your boys, you don't see everyone in a Lamborghini? You don't see everyone wearing nice suits with a Rolex and smoking cigars, even though that doesn't define success. Why? It's because there is a price associated with it. Nothing is free in this life, bro. Really, nothing is free. There's no such thing as free lunch. Great quote. It's either this, it's either you choose this, or you go back to your rut, being empty and purposeless. You either choose, but there's no in between. Because how long can you distract yourself with TikTok and Instagram? How long? Eventually, life is gonna smash your face with a baseball bat and tell you, dude, you're a fucking loser, right? Eventually, it's gonna smash your face. You're essentially waking up, living an empty life filled with purpose, pleasure, and you're just waiting for death. Is that really the life you want? You're an ambitious young man. Is that really what you want? To wake up living an empty life with pleasure and you're just waiting for death? Bro, you're literally not even, bro, you're like 18. You're literally like 18, bro. And you're waiting for your death? People our age in the past were fighting day in, day out without breaks. And you're just chilling there in your bed with your phone doom scrolling. Is this really what you want? To be doom scrolling? To be on porn? To be on VR porn? Like, I don't fucking know. Like, this crazy shit is this, especially with the Vision Pro. You want to be on like VR porn and shit? You want to literally wake up to this every day? Looking at your fucking monitor in a dark ass room, looking around if anyone's gonna come in with your tissue in your hand? Like, do you want that? Truly, do you want that as an ambitious young man? Because it's either you do this, you suffer this pain, or you go back there, bro. There's no in between. There's no I'll do this tomorrow, I'll do it on my phone. No, bro. It's hard work, and that's why no one is successful. Not no one. There's very little people that are successful. But you and I are willing to pay that price. You and I want this, waking up one day in this fucking onsen in Japan, just chilling, actually enjoying the fruits of your labor. When you check your bank account in the onsen because your phone is fucking waterproof, you just check, holy shit, I'm making some banks, while I was chilling in here for an hour, I just made $200,000. You want that fucking six packs when you're like chilling there in the fucking onsen, you look down, oh shit, man, I'm actually shredded. I've actually taken care of my body. I've actually been disciplined. I actually have my fucking purpose. When you look up in the sky, you see the horizon, you fucking see this. This is what you want, bro. As an ambitious young man, this is what you want. You don't want this. No one wants this. To be fair, no one wants this. Not even an ambitious young man. No one wants this. It's just a cope, right? So you either make the choice right now to suffer the pain of regret or the pain of discipline. Your choice. I'm not going to make the moves for you. All right, Judah, can you talk about the CTA?
Quick CTA. Click the first link in the description below right now to get access to our beta tested playbooks where we guide you step by step on completely reinventing yourself.
See you, boys. And remember, you and I are always willing to pay the price, no matter how expensive it is.